What is one bad financial decision that you regret making in life?
Buying a car from a dealership and the APR rate is 30%.
How long are you financing for?
357 months, bro.
I pay $700 a month.
I had to get the leather and the bucket seats.
Car debt looks harmless, but it's one of the fastest ways to stay broke. Let me show you exactly how it's destroying people's finances.
I'm not normally a jealous person, but when I see the videos on TikTok of the girlies...
Man, we're starting off with a bad one, and trust me, these get worse.
It's like the POV, you chose the 1990 to 2000, whatever, fill in the blank, little crappy car instead of the car payment.
The more of these we watch, the more it sinks in how most people with nice cars have just made a poor financial decision.
I want to get out of my car payment so badly. I don't know how. I pay $700 a month.
$700 a month is not a car payment here. It's a lifestyle tax. That's $8,400 a year to do what? Sit in traffic.
I had to get the leather and the bucket seats.
No, you didn't. But this is how they get you. Features, not functions.
Like, I did this for what?
It's not worth it.
And this right here, this is where it hits people. Not when they sign, but months later when they're on the hook for $700 a month on a depreciating asset.
Let this be your sign. Take the car without the car payment. The joy I would feel listening to my CDs in like a 1990 Land Cruiser.
And she rambles on, but notice she wants no car payment.
This, it's not it.
And this is completely normal now. $700 a month doesn't even sound crazy anymore until you realize how many people are doing it. At that point, it's not a few bad decisions, it's an epidemic. Let's look at some of these comments. Car payments separate people from being comfortable or living paycheck to paycheck. I have $310K in investments and drive a 2014 Honda with 190,000 miles. I'm sure some of you watching are smart with your finances also. I'll select some of your comments in the next video. I love my car and my payment is only $388 a month. My friend just got a new car and her payment is $1,700 a month. Why? Just why would you choose to do that? I don't get it. And the sad thing is, it's not just her.
What is one bad financial decision that you regret making in life?
Financing a vehicle, zero down, just because I could. I walked in that I said, I want that car. He said, how much you putting down? I said, nothing.
This is honestly where it all starts. That I want it, so I'll get it mindset. No plan, no buffer, just give me the keys.
He gave me them keys and my APR went all the way up through the roof.
What's your APR?
Like 20%.
And this is the part that gets completely glossed over. 20% sounds like just a number, but dealerships frame it as what's the monthly, so you never actually think about the total.
And what's that monthly payment looking like?
700.
700?
To this day, I've been paying for 3 years.
You've been 700 for 3 years on a car? What kind of car was this?
This is the Honda.
Honda what?
Honda Civic Sport Touring.
What year?
2017.
$700 a month is insane. When you zoom out, that's not just a car payment. That's your savings, your investments, your flexibility gone every single month.
You regret it?
Hell yeah. I could have just got a used vehicle.
You got a luxury sports car.
Well, I could have got a Range Rover. Like,
this is where people go wrong. They're thinking about how it looks, not what it does for them in the long term financially.
if I can go back knowing what I know now,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't even buy no car from the dealership. I'd probably just go get a used vehicle, used Honda or used Toyota, you know.
And to be fair, this is the part people should actually pay attention to, because almost everyone who makes this decision ends up saying the same thing later.
Wait, so how much are you paying with insurance then?
My insurance is $250.
So you dropped almost a band a month?
I'm paying a band a month, yeah.
Almost $1,000 a month on a Honda. This is how normal decisions quickly become massive financial pressure.
I got 2 more years to go.
And then it's completely paid
And
off?
it's paid off. Pink slip, yeah.
Man, it's kind of worth it, I guess.
And this is the trap. Even when people know it wasn't the best decision, they still justify it, because admitting it wasn't worth it is a hard pill to swallow.
What's the worst financial decision you've ever made?
Financing the car too.
You didn't say shit? Yeah, man, it happens to all of us, man.
Yeah.
And this is why it keeps happening. It's not rare, it's normalized. Everyone knows someone doing the same thing, or worse.
But if I could go back, I wouldn't have done. I would have waited.
You would have waited too?
Yeah.
And fair play, he knows now he'd do it differently. But that's exactly why I make these videos, because we see this over and over again. People regret these payments once the novelty wears off. But every year, more people get pulled into the same trap. So instead of learning the hard way, just learn from this. Let's look at some of these comments. The problem wasn't putting zero down. The mistake was accepting a 20% APR deal. Yeah, the first guy is usually an emotional disaster. Well, exactly. And that's why we watch these, to hopefully stop someone from making the same mistake. Real question, why the two hats? All right, let's see another one from this interviewer.
What is one bad financial decision that you regret making in life?
Buying a car from a dealership. My car is worth $4,000, but it's low key. I'm paying maybe 20 grand for that.
Yeah, I get that straight away, especially if you've ever worked in sales. You start to see how predatory some of these car deals actually are.
Like, what you mean by that? Like, you got a high interest rate?
Yeah, high interest, and then also they sold it to me for 18 grand, right? So my car is like maybe only was worth 7 when I bought it. Now it's worth like 6.
This is the part people don't really clock. You end up paying 20 grand for something that's worth 4 by the time it's done. That's what people mean when they talk about depreciating assets. You don't need to tie up that much of your net worth in something that's dropping in value the second you buy it.
And I still gotta pay that off, and the APR rate is 30%.
30% APR should honestly be criminal, but the reality is every day people walk in and sign that without really understanding it. At that rate, you're probably paying 5, maybe 6 grand in interest alone.
I had no credit, and I needed a car, so I was like, I got $1,000.
Whatever it takes, make it happen, right?
This right here, this is the perfect storm for a dealership. No credit, $1,000, and you need a car. But you've got to ask, why are you even looking at an $18,000 car with $1,000 to you on a car that's only worth about 4? That's what you have, before even factoring in interest.
What is that monthly payment looking like?
Maybe like a good 450.
450.
Yeah, a good 450, you know?
And again, this is where it gets normalized. $450 a month doesn't even sound that crazy anymore. But over 3 years, that's over 16 grand. If that was going into something like the S&P 500, you're probably looking at around 18 to 19 grand total saved.
Yeah, so I did it. Do I regret it to this day? Number-wise, yeah, but like to this day, the car still works and it's not a piece of shit.
And yet, this is what happens every time. People realize it wasn't the best decision, but they justify it because the car still works.
What kind of car is this?
It's a 2016 Volkswagen Passat, baby. The one and only.
And then how much with insurance?
Insurance, full coverage, like maybe like 200. But what did I do? I was trying to be quick. Don't be quick, guys.
And to be fair, this is the part you should actually listen to. Don't rush it. That urgency is what gets people into these situations in the first place.
Go to Facebook Marketplace and buy you a piece of shit, bro.
All cash,
the hoes
right?
will not care.
They won't,
They,
really?
they don't care, bro.
Take your time.
Don't do it, bro. Don't do it.
And again, most people regret this stuff after the fact. That's why we make these videos. So you don't have to learn the hard way. You can just learn from this. Let's look at some of these comments. That should be illegal, man. Yeah, I got 25% as well. Same situation. I'm a refinance soon though, hopefully. Damn, that first 25% APR deal is going to be haunting their finances for years to come. Same thing just happened to me. And there you go, you can see it's everywhere. Alright, let's see if this next one's any better.
How much did you put down, my boy? 4,000. How much are you paying per month?
600.
600.
Good lord, it didn't get better.
4,000. How much are you paying per month?
600.
600.
Alright, now we're getting into the real bad side of car loans. Some people in the comments are saying these are fake, but honestly, with the state of the market right now, I would not be surprised if this was real.
How long are you financing for?
357 months, bro.
Only 357 months on the S-Class.
Only 357 months? Are you serious? That's basically 30 years. That's a mortgage that you're spending on a car. I genuinely hope this is fake, because if not, you're looking at something like 200 grand total paid for a depreciating asset. But the scary part is, I wouldn't be surprised if someone with bad credit gets pushed into something like this, just focusing on that monthly payment. And it doesn't stop there.
Yes, sir. Mr. Tyke just sold his soul for the Ford F-150. How much did you put down?
$0 down, man.
How much are you paying a month?
$3.99
For how long?
for life.
For life. You see that? For the Ford F-150. It's worth it for life.
0 down, $399 a month, and the term is for life. This is exactly how people get caught. You look at the monthly and think, yeah, I can afford that, but you don't look at how long you're stuck in it or what you're going to be paying in total. For life is insane. That's not even a car payment anymore. That's a subscription that you never cancel. Surely this has to be a joke. But leave a comment, let me know what you think. And this is what we've been seeing the whole time. Longer terms, higher monthlies, all on something that's losing value.